Hi, welcome back. I recently cleaned out my makeup at my office space, and as I was going through it, deciding what I was going to keep, what I was going to donate, toss, I kept stumbling upon products I was like, oh man, haven't used that in forever, love it, such a good product. And then when I finally got all of the makeup organized, those products were ones I realized that I never hear people talk about, which isn't a shocker because I always feel like I've kind of gravitated towards products that are more like hidden gems or things that just and they don't necessarily always make it into the mainstream network when it comes to beauty. So I thought I would pull out some of those products. Some of these you're going to remember. I have ingrained them in you for years and years and years on my channel, and I just haven't pulled them out in a while. And some of them may surprise you. Some of these are ones that, I've mentioned casually in tutorials or in previous videos. I don't know. I love doing underrated videos, and I think it's a great way to showcase products that I personally feel like I don't hear a lot about. Now I'm going to start off with the foundation that I'm wearing. This is one that you have seen me talk about for very specific reasons here on my channel. I tend to gravitate towards this foundation, especially when I'm having eczema flare-ups, when my skin needs extra coverage, but I don't want it to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. This is a very unique and special formula, and I just feel like I rarely hear people talk about it. And when I say this is a foundation, personally, I think makeup artists should have in their kit. I think if you have mature textured skin, this is something that you should try. It's just an all-around amazing formula, and it is the Basma foundation stick. So this is a very thin textured foundation, which just a heads up, I am going to post very soon a video talking about my favorite thin textured foundations, what that means, what to look for, etc., and you will see this foundation in that video. But this foundation, I always talk about looking for a thin textured foundation. If you have acne scarring, if you have enlarged pores, dryness, mature, thin texture foundations are just overall the way to go. And this is such a phenomenal formula. It truly looks invisible on the skin, but somehow gives you medium to full coverage. I cannot explain what it is about this formula. It goes on so seamless, especially when you find your right shade in this. You will see in the demo, you can barely see it blending out onto my skin because the color match is, I think it's pretty decent for me right now. I'm shade 035 if you feel like you identify with my shade or my skin tone in videos, but this is such a beautiful formula. I never have to set this. It has a natural finish to it. So if you're someone that, is dry or normal, you really wouldn't have to worry about setting this. If you're combination oily, I just always say it never hurts to set, but it grips to the skin really well. That's one thing that I also love about it. It's got a really good grip to it. Something else I also talk often about in foundation formulas. If you're confused about the terms that I'm using, grip is the word that I use for basically how well a foundation sticks to the skin, and this one holds on very well. So you'll see in the demo when I applied this, it's smooth, it's seamless, it's thin, it blends in, and quite frankly, it irritates me. It irritates me that not, especially makeup artists, this is a makeup artist dream. If this would have been out when I was doing freelance, honey, she would have been all over my kit. You know what I mean? It is so multi-purpose. I actually use it as foundation and concealer today. So I'm not wearing any concealer. I'm just using this. You can go from sheer, you can go from medium, you can go to, I wouldn't say full with this, but definitely like a light beat, like medium plus, if you will. So yeah, if you've never tried the Basma foundation stick, it is not one to miss, trust me. Let's talk about eyes. Let's switch things up and talk about what is on my eyes currently, because I don't feel like I have talked about these enough on my channel. I feel like when I got these, this was a couple of years ago when I first stumbled upon these, and I was creating more short form content, not as much here on YouTube. So I talked about these a lot on like my Instagram and TikTok, but not necessarily here on my channel. And it is the Clinique High Impact Shadow Play Sticks. These are really neat, okay? It looks like a dual-ended cream shadow stick, right? Which you would be right about one side. One side is your typical cream eyeshadow stick. However, the other side, and you're gonna laugh when I show you this, let me do a little close up here. You twist it off, pop it up, and boom, it's a sponge tip shadow applicator. Just stay with me, please. I know you're thinking, what in the 2003? It works. It works, people. I have two of these. I love both of them. The lighter shade that I have, it's like a creamy, like lavender. I put it in my hospital postpartum post-giving birth bag, and I actually wore it. Like, I literally applied it the day after I gave birth, super quick, made me feel diva, refreshed. So I trusted it enough to put it in my hospital bag for that. But this is the slightly darker shade that I own, and this one is called Champagne and Caviar. You have this gorgeous, like, gilded champagne golden cream shadow stick, and then on the other end you have like kind of like a gunmetal. It's not full on black. It's more of a deep, rich charcoal. You'll see in the demo how I like to apply these. Very standard. It's kind of how I apply all of my cream eyeshadows or powder shadows in general. I start out with the cream shadow, then I go in with the little sponge tip applicator, and I kind of apply it like a liner first. And then I just take like a standard flat shadow brush and I diffuse it and I blend it out. And it just gives this gorgeous, diffused, really easy eye look. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's very effortless. And the great thing about these is they come in a ton of colors. I was surprised to see all of the shades that these come in. When I use up my other two, I definitely want to pick up a couple more because I think they're great. I will say the price is mid-range. Like, these are $34. So when you compare, it's kind of the same as like a Laura Mercier Caviar stick, Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick, but you do get two colors, and one is, they're not just both cream eyeshadows. One is in fact a powder eyeshadow, and I just think for how user-friendly they are, and if you're someone that wants something that's no fuss but high impact, these would be really fun to add to your collection. So I wanted to mention these early on because I think they're very cool. All right, guys, we have some oldies but goodies, and these are products that, or this specific product is something that I just like hammered into y'all's heads for 5 or 6 years straight until I felt like they got enough hype. If you were watching my channel between the years like 2019 to 2023, you definitely added one of these blushes to your collection. They are the Daniel Sandler watercolors. So why am I bringing these back up? Simply because I feel like no one is talking about them again. I feel like there is this new generation of very much younger influencers, makeup artists who need a Daniel Sandler watercolor. So I'm here to once again bring up how amazing they are. Now, I will say my Daniel Sandler watercolor collection is limited now. These do have a shorter lifespan. I want to say, let's see, yeah, 6 months, unless it's changed. That's the only negative about these, is that they supposedly only have a 6-month shelf life. I mean, definitely not. I'm not going to lie. I kept mine for much longer than that. These are definitely well over 6 months old. But these are just still the pinnacle, the top of the food chain when it comes to blushes. I still, 13 years into doing this, have yet to find a blush formula that I like better than these, that I think holds up to the just flawlessness of this blush formula. And I'm really shocked that even some brands haven't tried to like replicate these. They're just so stunning. I discovered these years ago, well over a decade ago, watching Pixie Woo makeup tutorials on YouTube. Sam and Nick Chapman, they would always have a Daniel Sandler watercolor, and I was so jealous because it was really hard to get these in the States at the time. There weren't a lot of beauty retailers that were selling these online, and these, if you don't know, these are made in the UK. Very accessible now. I mean, you can find these on Look Fantastic, Skin Store. They're pretty easy to obtain now, but back in the day, not so much. And I remember I paid, I don't know where I first ordered these from. I feel like maybe I got them off the Daniel Sandler website, and I paid a crazy amount for like shipping and like import, taxes and all that. I want to say I paid like an extra like $30 or $40 just to get these back in the day. Best purchase ever made. I mean, no regrets, honestly, because I have continued to not only use these in my professional kit back when I did freelance. This was the only blush that you would catch me with. I would not be using anything else on anyone but a Daniel Sandler watercolor. And then also for my personal collection, I just think they're so gorgeous. I don't have anything that tops these. Currently, I have, this is not a blush. You can get highlighters, and I want to say there's like one or two deeper like bronze shades in this, but this one's called Sun Glow, and I use it more of like a highlighter. I have it on my cheeks as a highlighter, but I mix it in with Gentle, which is one of the classic first ever Daniel Sandler watercolors that I ever purchased. So I wanted to bring these back to your attention. If you have, like me, strayed away and feel you need to find your way back, they will be linked down below. So I love Westman Atelier. I truly do. I respect the brand. I respect the formulas. The prices are they're hard to take in. They're hard to take in when you see a $75 highlighter and you're like, oh, damn. In this economy. So I wanted to bring attention to one of my favorite brands that I feel like has a very similar formula to Westman Atelier when it comes to the cream bronzers and cream blushes, but for half the price. Love the founder. She started here on YouTube, and it's Persona Cosmetics. Specifically, I love their cream bronzer sticks. This one's in the shade Mojave, which is what I'm wearing right now. I love the shade Sahara when I get a little bit more tan in the summertime. But yeah, Persona has been killing it with these cream products. I feel like she got on the market very early on. I'm trying to think, what was it, like 2015 maybe, when Persona launched, and she launched her eyeshadows. And I think merging into these cream products early on really set the standard, and especially like the hype for Persona, because I feel like they got in there right as the cream products started becoming super popular, and they did it right. I love their cream bronzers and cream blushes. Truly, as a whole, I love Persona as a brand, but I always go back to my blush and bronzer sticks, and they're just so easy to apply. You cannot mess these up. They look gorgeous. They look seamless. I love the shade selection. And in terms of me comparing it to the Westman Atelier, I just think the formulas are so similar. Truly, the Persona ones might be a little bit more creamy. Sometimes I find Westman can drag a little bit. It's a little bit more of a dry formula, but the velvety, the smoothness, the easy application, it is there in these. So I wanted to, these are at Ulta now, by the way. So if you pop into an Ulta and you see these, would 10 out of 10 recommend. The Persona eyeliners are great. The Persona lip treatments are fantastic. The lip liners, everything is just so high performance. And I think as a whole, Persona deserves more love. So I'm here to deliver on that. Let's talk about this lip combo that I'm wearing. And of course, this is going to be underrated because it's a lip combo. So it's two random products that I've paired together. But these are from the same brand. And this is just my go-to daily lip combination. It is comfortable. It is long wearing. And I just feel like more people need to be put on to this lip combo, okay? So these are both from Ma Beauty. The first is the M1990 lip liner, and then I pair it with their classic lip balm. This is the clear one. I'm gonna have to put the number down below. I'm always telling Alicia, like, girl, I cannot remember these numbers. Like, I'm out here, I can barely do 2 + 2, and then I'm trying to remember all the Ma Beauty numbers. So I'm constantly struggling with remembering the numbers, but it's very easy to find on their website. It's literally the clear lip balm. And I know it sounds boring. Trust me. I know when you hear clear lip balm, you're like, girl, what? It's so good. Number one, there are little shimmer particles in this. So when you apply it, it gives like this ultimate sheen to the lips, and it's not like chunky glitter. When it fades off, you're not gonna see like glitter residue. I don't know how they do it, but Vic is a wizard. We don't question him. So it's just gorgeous. You can literally layer this on top of any lip liner. So if M1990 is too light for you, you could go with a darker shade, and you could always pair this no matter what lip liner you're wearing. you can put this on top. It looks fantastic. M1990 is just like, it's my perfect like look. It looks like my actual lip color. It never looks like too much on my lips. It just enhances them. It makes them look fuller, makes them look fresh. I can wear this for a really made up look, or I can wear this for a super casual daily makeup look. So I absolutely love this combination. Anytime I'm over on mob socials and I get a chance to shout out this lip combo, I do it. I claim it. I claim it as my own personal lip combo. You hear that, Vic? You hear that, Alicia? By the way, if you see me bouncing, it's because I have Claire right here. And her little bouncer. But sticking with lips, these are some lip oils I have been obsessed with for like the past 6 months. And I feel like this brand as a whole does not get enough love. I'm constantly talking about 2 products from this brand, and this is one of them. It's the Kaja Juicy Glasses. I love these. I have probably about 4 of these, and Plum Paloma and Rosehip Spritz are 2 of my favorites. Rosehip Spritz is what I have on top of my Mob lip combo today, but these are just so shiny. They feel amazing on the lips. I've yet to get one that I hate the scent on. They each have a different scent. I love all of the scents on these. Like it's a fun little surprise. I'm like, ooh, what's my next one gonna smell like? Match the mold of the Kaja Juicy Glasses. They're comfortable, they're lightweight. I find that they have good staying power. I find that the shine really lasts a long time on these. They have a nice lightweight scent to them. They're fun. They come in some gorgeous colors. You can get them in more sheer, or they do have a few that have more opacity to them. So yeah, these are just ones that I don't see a lot. There was a girl on TikTok the other day. She was just like randomly doing her makeup, and I saw her pull one of these out, and I was like, yes. Yes, queen, she knows. So if you haven't checked these out, I think that they are just everything that anyone could possibly want in a very comfortable lip oil. All right, I think that's it for today's installment on current underrated products in my collection. Let me know if you would like to see more of these as I kind of go through and rediscover a lot of my makeup that I had at my office. We are switching office spaces, and my current office space, I've had it for almost 3 years, about 2.5, I guess. And when I got it, it was initially dedicated for beauty content only. Then I launched Parlor last October. If you missed that, I did launch a home fragrance brand, and we have since been expanding. So I really needed an office warehouse combo, and I found the perfect spot. I could not pass it up, but I also did not want to keep paying on my current office space, which was phenomenal. I cherished the time that I had there. It was such a great space to film beauty content in. The problem is the flight of steps to get up to my office space was hellacious. I'm talking like butt burner, calf burner. You go up those steps, they're so steep. Then once Parlor started picking up and I had daily and weekly orders, it was very hard to carry heavy packages up and down those steps. So I'm really excited about this new space that I have, but I won't be filming beauty content in it. Any beauty content you're gonna see here back in my own personal space, which I like, you know, it'll kind of be like the good old days. So yeah, let me know if you wanna see more underrated product videos. Also, let me know what you wanna see for upcoming. I'm trying to, again, ease back into that normalized schedule with YouTube. It seems you guys are really liking kind of like my old school technique videos, just product recommendations in general. So definitely let me know if that's something you would like me to keep doing. I guess that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.